Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler review series of videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there and try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. I just woke up about an hour ago, and I do feel it's somewhat evident in my delivery. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's a super simple format. I'm going to go over there and try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. Whilst I'm doing all that, folks, spirit bomb, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today? Happens to be my Son Goku shirt. Oh, yeah. I will be the first person to admit that Dragon Ball Z, the whole franchise, it is not, like, amongst my favorite anime, but I certainly grew up with it. I was part of that, like, kind of big anime boom generation in the late 90s, early 2000s, and DBZ was, like, a huge part of that. I'm actually a bigger fan of Dragon Ball than any of the other series, but, I still have a lot of fun with it, and, of course, with Akira Toriyama sadly passing away, I felt like getting the shirt, was a nice little sort of acknowledgement of my love and, respect for the series and his work and everything that he did, so. But, if you ever want to talk about anime stuff, I can maybe chat with you a little bit. I'm so far behind on anything going on these days, but if you want to talk about, like, late 90s anime. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Well, like I said, I did just wake up about an hour ago or so. Typically, I try to give myself a little bit more time to adjust when I'm doing these reviews, but in this instance, it was kind of like I have sort of a limited time frame where I can get my reviews in today, so we're doing it now. What am I reviewing for you, folks? Happens to be, boom! It's from Lipton, which I don't know if I've ever reviewed anything from Lipton on the show. This is one of their fusion drinks that are brand new. This is their lemonade iced tea, but it's specifically pineapple mango flavored lemonade. Ooh! So, if you watch my channel, you already know I'm a proud pineapple slut. I love pineapple anything, pretty much. So much so I have an entire playlist called the Pineapple Playlist, where anything I review that's pineapple related ends up. That's where this will end up. And, yeah, man, I mean, I saw this at a gas station recently, and I was like, so, let's get a thing for a thing here. The lighting isn't the best, but it kind of is what it is, and we'll just go, ha 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 ha! Let's try out some fusion drink thing, whatever. Hopefully it'll help get the fucking frog out of my throat. It's actually why I'm reviewing this first. I've got two other things to review, but this is a beverage, so let's give it a go. Doesn't smell particularly pineapple-y, more tropical mango-y, but okay. Okay. I mean, it's a pleasant enough drink. I'm certainly not mad at it. So the thing is, when you go over there and you start fusing flavors together, ideally what you're trying to do is, create an experience that is better than the sum of its parts, right? You want it to come up to this point and be this awesome thing. And I don't think that's what this does. Now, I don't dislike it. Like I said, I think it's a fine enough drink. But, yeah, it's one of those things where I feel like there's a little bit too much going on, and it's not allowing any of the individual flavors to really shine through. I honestly feel like surprisingly, considering that pineapple is the front of it and it's a lemonade, I think that the mango is probably the most prominent flavor here. Um, there's certainly a pineapple-y aspect to it, but the thing is, I would have expected the pineapple and the lemonade to marry really nicely because they're both citrusy and uh, they both have like a very strong kind of vibe to them. But in my head, I would expect this to have like a nice acidity, some tanginess, a nice little bite to it. And really, no. Um, it's a very mellow drink. It's flavorful, to be fair, but like there's no oomph to it. There's no kick to it, or at least very, very little. Instead, it's just a fairly mild. It almost drinks more like a juice than anything. But yeah, like there's no real distinct tartness to it. Again, the pineapple flavor, it's really not doing much. Yeah, I feel like the mango aspect of it really kind of took charge of things, and then it's really just like I guess the lemonade and the pineapple aspects that are kind of acting as almost like flavor features. Like they're not a part of the starting cast. The pineapple uh, and the lemonade are more like character actors in this instance. Like they're doing something, but like not enough to really, elevate the entire show. They're not the Steve Carell of this particular fucking drink. But it's not bad for what it is. It's just kind of disappointing. Because especially with the crap in my throat from, being awake for a little bit, um, I was really hoping it would, like I said, have like some real kick to it. Okay. Um, 2 questions after me. Yeah, sorry. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Maybe on occasion and kinda. Like, it's not a bad drink by any means, but like, it's not at all what I was expecting. For one thing, you call it a lemonade, I expect it, again, to have a little bit of tartness, some tanginess, a little bit of a kick to it. And there's really nothing there. It really is just more of kind of a general tropical vibe drink. And even in that regard, you've got the pineapple, which drew me in, like, yeah, pineapple. But I feel like the mango is playing the biggest role. And like, I got nothing against mango, it's fine fruit. It ain't got shit on pineapple. And when you put pineapple at the front of your drink, I'm expecting that to play a prominent role, and it doesn't. So for me personally, like, while I don't think it's a bad drink, it's like, yeah, I don't feel like it delivers on what it says it is. It's fine. It's not bad for what it is, but like, even if I'm trying to give it the most credit I can, I don't think it's anything special. It's very okay. And again, I feel like this is an instance where, they just tried to put too much crap in there, and I don't really feel like it allowed any of it to highlight the nice features of the individual elements. And as a result, it just kind of comes up feeling sort of neutral, So, but if I'm recommending it, I mean, it's not a bad thing, It's a new item, so, might be worth checking out for you. But I just think it's one of those things where you use my review to kind of help you out with this one. Because it's like, I don't feel like, again, it's borderline false advertising in terms of kind of what you would expect this to taste like. It just doesn't taste like that. It's not bad, though, so I'm not going to go over there and, like, completely shit on it. But I really feel like this could have been a really cool and nice drink. And instead, it's fairly meh. It's fine. I'll certainly drink the rest of it happily. But, like, it's not anything that I would run out and grab again, and I don't think it's I don't think it's something that anybody else needs to do that either. So, 5 things before we get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there and have yourselves a truly pineapple-tastic rest of your life. Because, folks, when it's pineapple, it's always pineapple-tastic. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do it all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Now, folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and, just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there, whenever possible, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, if you happen to try this product, let me know what you think about it. I mean, I'm always interested in that anyway. Your experience, because you're an important part of this whole thing. If you're not there, I'm just yammering on about nothing to nobody. To be fair, I could do that, but no, in an instance like this, especially, it's like, some extra feedback. Like, do you feel like I was spot on with what I'm talking about, or do you think I'm completely up my ass? Fair enough. Anyway,